The Kremlin is responding. The Kremlin in Russia saying there is no clear proof Russia is behind that attack on former Russian spy Sergei Skripal in the United Kingdom, the one that used nerve agent that had been developed in the Soviet Union back in the 1970s. This follows Russia's decision earlier to expel British diplomats from the country as the crisis surrounding the nerve toxin attack gets uglier and uglier. Well, earlier, you're talking about, and then he said, and then she said, response to the UK Prime Minister Theresa May's decision to expel 23 Russian diplomats by March 20th, pointing the finger directly at Russian President Vladimir Putin for the attack. The Trump administration slapping new sanctions today on 19 Russian citizens, actually yesterday, for a whole different reason. They've hacked our energy grid. This may signal a shift with our stance on Russia, but are the sanctions enough? What does the U.S. need to do to shut Russia down from hacking us and from doing what they have apparently done in the United Kingdom? Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters was a military intelligence officer who worked extensively in and on Russia. Lieutenant Colonel Peters, why not enough?
Well, it's not enough because Putin feels no pain whatsoever. I mean, he's laughing at us. And the administration's foot-dragging on this, the president's reluctance to even criticize him by name, our unwillingness to impose the full range of sanctions approved 98-2 by the Senate, just makes a mockery of any form of resistance. Meanwhile, Liz, as you were alluding to, the Russians, by trying to penetrate not just our election system, but nuclear power plants, the electricity grid, water systems, it is absolutely evident that Russia is preparing developing the capability to inflict a widespread cyber Pearl Harbor on us, and we're not even calling them out on that. So bottom line is this. If Putin doesn't feel any pain, Putin will keep doing what he's doing.
They are saying they're actually happy that this is now being investigated when I'm talking about the nerve agent situation in the United Kingdom. And they say whatever information the UK has released about its reasons for blaming Russia is, quote, not enough. There is not enough evidence. Something tells me they've got a lot of evidence because Merkel of Germany and Macron of France and Nikki Haley of the United Nations saying, I don't need to see any more. The Russians did it. And Monday night, before he was fired Tuesday, the Secretary of State Rex Tillerson came out pretty sure that it was the Russians.
Well, it's a nerve agent that is associated specifically with Russia. It was only in Russia's interest to attack this man and his daughter. Well, could the Ukrainians
have gotten it? We've had some situations where Romanians and Ukrainians have gotten certain weaponry that was old.
Well, you look at the motivations. And clearly, look, that attack, first of all, I am absolutely convinced, was Russian and had to be ordered by Putin himself. There is no way the Russian security services would roll their own on this one and just attack somebody on UK soil without Putin knowing it. And Putin is, of course, incredibly cynical, and he exploits the fact that the laws have been lagging so badly in the cybersphere, for instance. But when it comes to the attack on the Russian spy, and his daughter, it happened for two reasons. One, Putin was sending an explicit message to anyone who might think about betraying him in Russia. We will get you no matter how long it takes. The other thing he was doing, I believe, was sending a message to Paul Manafort and people like him involved in the Russia scandal here that, hey, don't talk.
So, Ralph, what do we need to do? If the sanctions you say are not enough, what would shut Russia down and get them out of our grid system? Water system, that drives me nuts. I mean, that has always been a very, very tight and serious concern about water being somehow contaminated on a widespread basis.
Yeah, try to run Manhattan without electricity. I mean, this is serious stuff, and we're not taking it seriously.
So what do we need to do?
Well, what we need to do is get serious about sanctions. When you sanction, sanctioning the people the trolls, that hurts nobody except a few individuals. Mm-hmm. And when you do that, you're basically trying to stop organized crime by arresting a couple of street thugs. The oligarchs and Putin himself need to feel the financial pain. Now, and we could do that. The world, if we we're unified with our allies, with the Brits, the French, the Germans, the EU, Australia, etc., we could impose crippling sanctions. I mean, those oligarchs, they like being able to get on their yacht down in Saint-Tropez and cruise the Mediterranean. They've got money parked across the world.
Yeah.
And by the way, Theresa May, she could seize Russian assets right and left. She's afraid to do so because London's already reeling from Brexit. They don't want to lose investor confidence. And if we're afraid to do anything, if we worry, first of all, about the consequences to us of doing something, we will do nothing and Putin will keep going. He has no reverse gear. He has to hit a wall.
Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters, thank you.
Thank you, Liz.
You know how we feel about you. We appreciate your perspective. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Liz.